our next topic. It's a woman's world, and it would be nothing without the woman or a man or boy. Yeah, that's the remix, right? Tyler Perry has come and he's given us some life advice. He's realizing that the world is changing, and he wants us to take a listen to him. So that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and listen to old Tyler Perry, aka Medea, and see what Medea got to say about all of this
Black
in
women are making a lot more
relationships.
money for the. Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I
Mhm.
might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In the in our society right now,
Mhm.
black women are making a lot more money for the
Mhm.
most part than black
Yeah.
men. Right? There are
Agreed.
a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, you know, at whatever job
Mhm.
and is a good man and is good to you
Mhm.
and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can
Mhm.
because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay.
Mhm.
That's not somebody who's beneath you. That's
Yeah.
somebody who came to love you at your worth,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
as long as he's secure in himself to know
Mhm.
that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then.
Mhm.
That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no, no, no. I need somebody to who is they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have. Well,
Uh-huh. Keep
go
looking,
on, keep your
girl.
list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you,
Yes.
I know people who have who whose men can't touch what they make.
Mhm. Mhm.
But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a
Mhm.
beautiful thing.
Okay. Here's where I'm at on that. I agree wholeheartedly with what Tyler Perry said. Like for years, for eons, for thousands of years, men have been the breadwinner. Men have, you go all the way back to the old days. They were the hunters and gatherers, right? You go back to the old days. Men were the ones going off to battle and fighting wars. You go off to the old days, and I'm not even talking about that old, not even that long ago. We're talking about 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, starting to dip down then, but up at least up to the late 90s. Industry, factory workers, labor, hard labor that would beguile one that a man, it would typically a man who is biologically stronger and bigger than women. It required that kind of work required a man. Now let's talk about it. That's where the bread was, right? Industry. That's where all the money was at. Now let's talk about where the money is at. The money's not in the industry anymore. You can, if you go to a factory, that stuff is a dime a dozen because they're going to say, well, this machine is really doing most of the work. Your job is to just put this stuff on a belt. Where it used to be, a man putting on the door himself of a car, right? In the factory, putting on the door himself, or carrying and lifting, or being a forklift drivers and all that type of stuff. It's not like that no more. It's not like that industry because guess what? A lot of those people that were laboring and all that stuff, they're in nursing homes. They're in group homes. And when it comes to healthcare is something that's not going away. You can get machines and stuff to do the job that they used to do in the 80s where they take, where they have to mold and assemble and do things themselves. Yeah, absolutely. That was a thing back then, but we don't need that anymore. But healthcare is not going anywhere. People are always going to be sick. There's going to be more and more people. People continue to multiply. Um, People are now getting sick because of the things that in the 70s and 80s and 90s and all that stuff. People are getting sick from those things. We're finding out that things that we used to consume a long time ago are now coming back to bite humans in the butt. And now people are having to go into nursing homes, having to go into home health care homes. I mean, There is no just home health care is where it's at right now. And a lot of women, especially when it comes to customer service, there's a lot of women in customer service. There's a lot of women pretty much in every facet of everywhere. I go into Walmart, it's mostly women working there. I go to like Dollar Tree or something, it's mostly women working there. Uh, what else can you? I mean, you call anywhere, it's more than likely a female is going to pick up or a woman is going to pick up in customer service. Also, let's talk about the hours. In home health care, they work unlimited hours. And a lot of in customer service, a lot of people they get offered overtime. Where does that leave men? There are still some out there that have to do construction and can still do those things, but there's also women on those sites too now. Then the opportunity is way more equal in where there used to be more of a male space. Women are getting into those too. So not only are they holding it down in the majority of the aspect of our everyday lives, healthcare, customer service, department store, stuff like that. Not only are they holding it down there, they're also entering into spaces that they show that they're capable of being on a construction site and doing things like that as well. So more than likely, a man, whatever job that they're offered, more than likely their woman is probably making more than, whether it's because they work more hours, because there's more hours available in their field, right? Or they just and let's be honest, a lot of women will take that they'll take that overtime. Now, and let's also remember there's a lot of not so many double two parent homes, so there's that. Now, let's talk about from the male standpoint, what I would do and what you should do in this. Hey, look, if my woman is making more money with me, more money than me, I'm like, more power to you for sure. I'm sure I've dated a couple of females that make more money than me. But I try my best in a sense to keep up. I don't want it, I don't want it just all the way like, she just like blowing me out the water with the money that she makes. I'd rather it be like, to where we can have conversations and stuff. But that's the most important part in my opinion, is having that conversation and having that understanding. And if you can find a partner, women, if you can find a partner, y'all having this conversation and this person is treating you well, I wholeheartedly believe, hey, it's all good. Go for it. You know what I mean? Um, as long as that person is trying or they're offering what you're expecting to come to the relationship. Now, if you're expecting him to make more money than you, y'all have that conversation. All you can do is you got to roll the dice and hope that he makes more money than you at some point, or enjoy what that man is giving you. Make sure that he's bringing what's acceptable to you to the table, right? Make sure that he's bringing what's acceptable to you, and you've had that conversation and y'all cool with that. Again, every person and every dynamic is different. I've seen women straight up take care of a dude that's sitting on the couch and playing the game all day, and they just happy that he's there. I've seen that happen. And then also you can be in a situation where, you know the man in a relationship is, they're hanging, they ain't broke by no means. They're not broke. But it's okay for you, but it's okay for the female in a relationship or the woman in a relationship to make more money than the guy. That's not the standard anymore. Like, gender roles are changing. But what we need to focus on is not the money aspect of it in regards to how much more than I'm making than you. First of all, let's be happy that both of us are making money, okay? And hopefully y'all have that conversation that it's acceptable, that what he's bringing into the table is acceptable. And then the other part of it is focus on the love. Focus on the love. So, and be cognizant of what each other is doing in the relationship, right? I say that because if my girl is making more money than me, right? Maybe we got a kid. She making more money than me. Maybe she got to stay over. I should be cognizant of that. Okay. I go pick Shorty up from school today, or I make sure, this, that, and the third is done. Oh, you getting off late tonight? What you want to eat? Things like that. And it can be vice versa. You know what I mean? It can be vice versa. You just got to think about each other and be, man, when you in a relationship, if you think about each other, it's going to work. It's not when you're constantly thinking about uh oh, he ain't did this today or she ain't doing that today. When you do that, you run into problems. But when you think about each other, something as simple as saying she gets off later than me today, I got dinner tonight. I'll handle that. There's nothing, whether I go buy it or whether I go chef something up. Either way it goes, you thinking about that other, you thinking about your partner. And when your partner is, maybe the role is reversed. Maybe you're getting off a little late, or maybe you gotta get up, a little bit earlier or something to that effect. When you're thinking about each other, that's when things work, because we get all these like people cheating on each other and all that stuff. That's because they're not thinking about each other. They're thinking about maybe their situation, where's my home and all that stuff. But when you cheat, you're not thinking about that person. But if you were thinking about them, you wouldn't cheat. Like, man, you know what? This would make her feel bad. Or for a woman, this would make him feel bad. He trying so hard, and I'm over here trying to do this, that, and the third. When you think about each other and stop focusing on the other stuff, make communication. Let's talk about the expectation for the relationship. When we're not holding each other accountable and all things like that, because we talked about it and agreed on it, then there's going to be some static. But if we're holding up our end of the bargain, we good to go. And thirdly, if that part is out the way, you don't need to even think about the relationship. It just comes to you. The nice things that you want to do, the things that make you happy about the partner that you with. That is what makes a real relationship. So yes, women are making more money than men nowadays. It is what it is, whether it's because of extended hours, because of the needs in the workforce. They don't call so much for somebody that just can lift stuff. Nowadays, it's women can enter those spaces as well. So again, think about each other. When you think about each other, all that other stuff don't even matter. I'm single, by the way. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams. Man, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. I need y'all. We're getting there. We're growing steadily. I appreciate all the support. You know the deal. Unico Williams on YouTube. So again, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me? With Unico Williams. I holla. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I holla.